Nation. We pay our respects to elders past and present, as well as all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in the wider Melbourne community and beyond. Indigenous sovereignty has never been ceded. As I said, thanks all so much for coming today to First Light, the PSC Graduate Show for 2021, and I think a bit of 2020 as well. We're so excited to be able to host this show and have this community of students present in our space, especially after being locked down for so long. It's been such a privilege to work with the students at PSC and with the lovely staff as well. Such a wonderful collaborative celebratory event for us to be able to kind of return to regular programming with. I'd like to thank Christian Hagborn, who's been a real star to work with, as well as this guy next to me, and all the students as well. They were really lovely to work with. I think their work is fantastic as well, goes without saying. I've not been in the position long at this organisation, so this was really the first show I've had the chance to install. And I feel so lucky to have done it with you all. So thank you all for coming, and I'll throw over to you.
Thanks, Jake. Afternoon, everyone. We did have a massive party planned with music and circus performers and alcohol and all those things, but unfortunately COVID got in the way of that. But we really are delighted to be able to have this event, particularly for also the 2020 graduates and the 2021 graduates, because of course the students from last year weren't able to have a graduate exhibition at all. So we are really delighted to be able to offer the chance for those students as well as the students finishing this year to show. I would also like to just acknowledge on behalf of the PSC staff and students, the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which the exhibition is taking place, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend our acknowledgement to any First Nations people joining us today, and in solidarity acknowledge that sovereignty has been ceded. And I think one thing that I would like to talk about just briefly really is the difficulties of the last 2 years that these students have undergone. So in normal times, finishing a degree, putting on an exhibition, finishing your work is one of the most stressful, difficult things you can do in your life. Add in the global pandemic and all of the stresses that come with that, and dealing with other things outside of college, with family, friends, work, all of those things that came as part of the pandemic. I think to see this work on the wall and to see the quality of the work on the wall and to see it come together and be finished, I think is a real testament to the skill and the motivation and the dedication to all the students. So let's do the first of many rounds of applause. I'd also encourage you to take your time to wander around to collect a postcard, but also to, if you can, return tomorrow, because some of the students will be doing the next most scary and pressureful thing, apart from putting their work on the wall, is talking about it in public. So they'll be talking tomorrow between
11:30 and 1:30.
11:30 and 1:30. So those students that wish to talk about their work, they'll be here and we'll be doing a walk around and you'll be able to hear about them talking about their projects. There'll be laughter, tears, nudity. So I just want to say then, just really on behalf of Photography Studies College, Julie Moss, the Managing Director, is not able to be here today. Unfortunately, one of her family members is sick and she had to pull out at the last moment. But on behalf of Julie and myself and Christian and the kind of leadership team at the college, I really can't stress enough how proud we are of all of you people, students, for your achievements, and how proud we are to again partner with CCP, and being the only photography dedicated college in Australia. It makes sense that we exhibit our graduate show at the best photography gallery in Australia too. So I'd like to also thank Shay, who you just met, Adam Harding, who's the CCP director, Hugh, who I don't think is here, and Arena as well, and all the CCP staff. So let's give the CCP staff a round of applause. And as Jay said, it's a apart from all of the hard work and the tears and the pain of putting the exhibition on, it actually was quite a smooth install of the show. We've done it a few times now, and we keep getting better at it each time, I think. And so thanks to the CSP team. Okay, so the other people to thank, and there are many, is throughout 2020, but also mostly through 2021, the students have been organising this exhibition and bringing the student group together regularly to organise the funding of the exhibition, to organise the social media, to organise all those other things that go alongside. All those other things that go along in the background of organising a major exhibition like this. And so there is a core team of people that I'd just like to thank and ask them to come and stand up the front so we can give them a round of applause. Maddie, Leonardus, Holly, Isabel, Carly and Amy. If you could just come up and just do a bow, please. I'd like to also, thank you. Milking the attention. I'd like to also thank Devika Vilmoria, who is here somewhere. So Devika runs our third year class, which is to do with industry and business in the degree. And she's the one that really has been the kind of touchstone over the year in terms of, okay, you guys need to pull your fingers out now, you need to go and do this, you need to go and do that, you need to organise this. And so she, on a weekly basis, has been the one that's been pushing them and pressuring them and making sure they're on track when they very rarely were, and getting them back on track. And it all came together beautifully, and the students brought it together in a magnificent display of unison and teamwork. So thanks, Devika, for keeping pressuring them for the whole year. It was great. Now, I'd also like to thank the install team, and some of which have just come up at the front. That included Forrest, who I haven't seen. Is Forrest here? No? So if you could come up, please. Mano, I definitely saw. Holly, Carly, Amy, Maddie, same people again, really. Mano. And these are the guys, along with Christian Hagblom as well, who's our higher education course director. Come on, you can just take a bow. Yeah. These are the people who installed the whole show, spent 2 or 3 days banging things in the wall and breaking things and gluing and sticking. And so let's give them a round of applause for their hard work. And yeah, it can't be underestimated the amount of work it takes to put something like this up on the walls, and the amount of hours it takes, and the amount of improvisation as well as planning that it takes. It is a huge undertaking, so congratulations to those guys. Now, just quickly, also just want to mention the PSC staff, particularly the 3 major teachers. David Rosetsky, who I think is here, Christian Hagblom, who you've met, Shara Henderson, who isn't here. So those 3 teachers are the ones that run, in the final year of the degree, we have 3 major streams, so photojournalism, art and commercial, and those 3 teachers run those different streams, and the students then get put into those smaller groups and supported by that teacher along the way for the whole year. And the projects that you see on the wall are really the result of that collaboration between those students and those teachers. So let's give Shara, David and Christian a round of applause. On that note, what I'd like to do is some of the students have indicated, being forced, to come up and say a few words about their experience, their thesis. We've got one student from commercial art. DJ, who's coming out first?
Oh, why does art have to go through?
Just something to home.
Okay, hi, I'm Carly. I'm part of the art major. It always goes first because I don't know, an A apparently. So this year it was very strange. So we started in and then went online and then went into uni and then online for the rest of it pretty much. But we all couldn't have done it, I think I speak for everyone, without David. The care he showed, the one-on-ones, the permits into uni, literally just taking time out of his day to like answer emails, everything. I think it was super special and I don't think our projects would be where they would be without you. So thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Maddie and I was one of the photojournalism and documentary majors for 2021 this year. And yeah, it was a challenging year to say the least, having to start in campus and move to online, right, to just get back in person right at the last minute. It's such a privilege to be able to have our work in the CCP and have you all see it in person. We weren't sure it was going to happen. So really thank you for coming out and seeing it, it means a lot. But yeah, again, to Christian for facilitating those classes and always being willing to give advice and the most of helpful one-word emails. I don't think I've seen anyone master the single line email quite like Christian has. But yeah, it was always good. And
No.
there's, no, 2021 Christian has one, remember? But yeah, and the ambient music beginning all our Zoom meetings always made things a bit interesting as well. It was always a good way to start a class. But yeah, it was a challenging time, but to know I was in a class full of people who just wanted to see each other succeed was the thing that got us through. So thanks to the class, and thanks to Christian, and thank you all for coming.
Hello everyone, I'm Holly and I'm speaking on behalf of the commercial guys. So us commercials, obviously with COVID, did go through absolute hell because obviously we weren't allowed to shoot in the studio, so that made it even more difficult. Obviously I do feel for the other two majors as well. They had a lot of limitations, but I think the comps had a little bit more. But even some of us in there still now, we're even still going. We still have to go all the way through either till December or January, so we're still working real hard.
In the studio?
In the studio, out of the studio, everywhere. But also I just want to say a massive thank you, not only to Shara, but also to Kat, so the student manager. She has bent over backwards for us. Same goes for Ollie for all the tech side of things and working out how we can shoot on location or during COVID times, providing anything like that. But also a massive thank you to my confam. So obviously it says here, so it's Annie, Kian at the back, and I think Clark's here, and Hugh. I don't know if anyone else is here, but
You said confam,
yeah. So thanks to all of you guys as well. I could not have done it without you guys' support as well as Shara's and like everyone's useful tips and tricks. It's given me so many Photoshop and like Annie in the studio, so I don't think we've been able to do it without each other and each other's fan and support, but also a massive thank you to the Davies as well for just supporting each other through this insane 2 years. So thanks.
Okay, thanks for that. And so I'd also just like to mention the other PSC stuff. So obviously alongside the three majors that the students do, they also do a variety of other subjects. In the final year, I mentioned Devica's class already, the business and industry and mental class. But there's a number of other kind of subjects they do as well. So I'd like to also thank Gemma Turnbull, who is here, Bree Trenery, who I'm not sure is here, but was working up until all hours of the morning with Joe. Joe, where are you? Yeah, there's Joe. Bree was, I just kept seeing emails from Bree like, I worked till 1 AM last night, you know, just trying to get things happening for the exhibition. So it's really a measure of the commitment of the PSC staff that in the lead up to this show that, you know, any hour of the day they're available to help the students to get to the point that they need to get to, basically. And that, I think, is something that defines PSC and the community of PSC, and the small size of it really engenders that kind of that community and that relationship, you know. So special thanks to Bree. I mentioned Devica already, Michelle Lackenby, James Newman, Mia McDonald, and Dr. Hoda Afshar, who also taught the students from 2020 as well. So some of those students are here. So thank you. And then the other PSC staff who taught the students not only in the third year but in previous years, Mark Harper, Eamon Gallagher, Catherine Kerning, Serena LaRossi, Roland Dempster, Scott McNaughton, Nick Kosher, who is here, Stephanie Rose Wood, who is here, Alana Homburg, Bella Capezio. All those people have helped these students on their journey, so the work on the wall is also a testament to their kind of commitment and their support as well. So let's give all of those. And finally, just a special thanks to Dr. Christian Hagblom, who is the PSC Higher Education Course Director, but also is the one each year that makes sure that all of this stuff goes on the wall and looks good and is straight, and makes sure that all the books are printed, all the work is framed, all the stuff is printed properly, and everything goes on the wall at the right time, in the right place, and always does it with a sense of fun and joy and anger as well, but also always gets it done and always looks amazing. So for Christian for the whole year, so thanks very much. And then I think someone mentioned the other kind of staff like Kat in the studio, so I just want to also especially thank all the other staff at PSC who are not the teachers but the support staff, the print shop staff, the studio staff, the admin and student services staff, Jill who helps students out with well-being as well as running the library. All those people really have inputted into this work and these outcomes, so let's give those a round of applause. Okay, and so I don't usually do speeches where I quote someone at the end, but last night I was at my son's Treasure Island performance at school, and the teacher came out at the end and read this lovely quote by Denzel Washington. And I thought I would read it because actually, at these moments when we have these exhibitions and we have these kind of things that we feel like we're finishing something or moving on to the next stage, I felt like this quote, I think there's a speech he made when he won an Oscar, was really, hold up, I can hear you talking. This speech he made when he won the Oscar was about what you do next. And I don't know for some reason, but whenever I come to these things, whenever I see an exhibition or a book published, my first thought is always, okay, what are you going to do next? What's the next thing you do? Forget about that, you've done it now, it's on the wall, let's go, what's the next thing? And so, who better to talk about that than Denzel, basically, right? Okay, so this is what he said. Without commitment, you'll never start, but more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. You've finished. Congratulations. It's not easy, so now keep working, keep striving, never give up. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work. Thanks very much.
Denzel, eh?
Denzel.